I can't wait to tell you about this. Hello, welcome to the Cruise Diary. There's only a week to go now before National Cruise Week, and that's when every travel agent in the country will be focusing on cruising as the perfect holiday choice, which of course I'm bound to say, but it is the perfect holiday choice. The value, the ports of call, the food, the entertainment, the service, cruising's just brilliant. But the Passenger Shipping Association, which is the umbrella organisation for all the cruise lines, they did a survey with YouGov and they've put together the ultimate fantasy cruise. If only this was doable, this cruise would just fly off the shelves, but it's brilliant. You go first of all to Venice, the most beautiful city in the world. Then you go to New York, the Big Apple, the most lively city in the world. Then to fabulous Barcelona, the Ramblers, the Gaudi Cathedral. Then you go to Luxor, the Valley of the Kings. Then you go to Singapore, just marvellous out there in Asia, and you finish up back nearer to home at the Northern Lights and up the Norwegian fjords and all that. It sounds absolutely sensational, doesn't it? Of course it's just impossible because the cruise ship could never do it. Cruise ships only go at about 20-25 miles an hour. The only way you could do this would be on a world cruise. Now there's an idea. Oh, fantastic, a world cruise, seeing all these places and much more. The other question that they put in this survey was, who would you like to go with? Well, obviously, for the record, it's your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, family. Great for families, of course. Take the kids. The kids will just get absorbed into the kids' clubs and you'll never see them for a week and they'll have a ball, which means that you'll have a ball. But assuming that you don't do that, who's your fantasy partner? Well, for the ladies, it was George Clooney, first of all, Robbie Williams or Johnny Depp. And for the gentlemen, well, we'd like Jennifer Aniston or Cameron Diaz or Angelina Jolie. Yep, good travelling companions there. One other question they put in this survey, which I think is brilliant, it's the entertainment, by the way. Robbie Williams topped the poll in that. Now, you're not going to get Robbie Williams on a cruise. I've seen big names on cruise ships. Catherine Jenkins, marvellous. And actually, the entertainment is brilliant. You've got big proper shows, Broadway shows on some of them. The Oasis and the Allure of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. They've got Chicago and Hairspray. But all the way down the line, they've got their own shows that they put on. And it's not all sequins and feathers and sort of Tiller girls anymore. It's really good stuff. And you've got the serious stuff. You've got the lecturers and all like that. Fantastic. But anyway, Robbie Williams. They do a lot of tribute acts these days on the cruise ships, and the best tribute acts, you'll now find them at sea a lot of the time. And there is one guy named Tony something, and he does a brilliant Robbie Williams, superb. I saw him last on Ocean Village, which is soon to go, unfortunately. But yeah, he gets around, great entertainment. Oh, but the other question was the captain's table, and at the captain's table, the captain most people wanted to see. It's Johnny Depp again. It's Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. Yep, I can see that. There are some great cruise ship captains. How to get on the captain's table? Well, really, it's slightly a matter of who you know. Obviously, repeat passengers, they're going to get invited before anybody else, I suppose. But also, they do have spotters, social hostesses around, you know, who just will sort of see a passenger who seems a bit lively or interesting. Maybe they'll get an invitation. It really is luck of the draw, but it's a great treat. It sounds all stuffy. It's not. Most captains are actually, they're very, very good conversationalists and you'll have a great time. So, but don't count on going on the captain's table because it's unlikely, to be honest. But what a great cruise that sounds like. And of course, you can pick elements of all these cruises and do them over time. There is a cruise for everyone. There's a ship for everyone. And we want this week, this National Cruise Week, to blow away, I keep talking about this actually, the misconceptions people have about cruising, that it's just for the newlywed, the overfed, the nearly dead. You can be one or all of those things and have a great cruise, but it's not compulsory. There are cruise ships that will cater for the young and the lively, or those of us who just want to sit back and relax. It doesn't matter what cruise ship you're on, you're going to be entertained, you're going to be fed, you're going to be superbly looked after. You're not going to get cooped up. People say I'm going to be cooped up on a ship. You're not. Some of these ships, they're as long as the Canary Wharf Tower is high. So there's acres of space. Some of them have got thousands of passengers on. There's room to accommodate everybody. Some are much, much smaller. You'll get to know people a bit better. Really, there is a cruise for everyone. Just the object is, the hard part is, you've got to get people on to the first cruise. I promise you, 99% of people, once they've been on a cruise and they've sampled everything and they've worked out the value, if you do a cost per day of what you get on a cruise per day and what's all included and what's not, and then compare it with a land holiday, the value of a cruise holiday is just beyond belief. And then you've got the fact that you're actually not just going to one place. You're going all over the place, like on this fantasy cruise, Venice, well, the Mediterranean, the best cruise destination by far, all those marvellous places, down to Dubrovnik and Rome and Naples. You've got Norway, the beautiful Norwegian fjords. If you're on a ship that goes through the Troll Fjord, it's just sensational. Obviously, you've got the home of cruising, really, which is the Caribbean. You've got Alaska. I had a fantastic cruise up Alaska. I was in a t-shirt in Alaska, looking at a glacier, because it wasn't cold. Oh, cruising, 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 you can't beat it. Let's get as many people as we can on cruising. Do you know that 1 in 3 people on a cruise these days is European? And of those, 1 in 3 is a Brit. Cruising from Britain is just booming. 1.5 million passengers last year, going to be up to about 1.7 or something this year. All these new ships coming along. We've got the Queen Elizabeth coming out in a few weeks' time. Then we've got the Allure of the Seas. Next year we've got a new ship from Disney, a new Carnival. Loads of it. It's just fantastic. Now, I want to get on to a bit of cruise news because I've been yapping on about how cruising is. If you've been on a Carnival ship or a Costa, then you'll be familiar with the interior design work of a chap called Joe Farkas, because he's been their main designer for years and years, and it's outrageous stuff, neons everywhere, quite bright. I remember going on to the Carnival Splendor about 3 years ago. It was actually for my birthday about 3 years ago, memorable little trip. And to get in, we had to go through the crew sort of gangway, and it was all quite white and stark and austere. And I walked into the elevator and I got my head down in my papers and I was sort of messing around with this, and then the lift doors opened and I looked up and I just went, wow, this is amazing. And that was basically the lift lobby. Just marvellous. Well, Joe, he's taking a bit of a back seat now. He's going to be stepping down. Whether this means that Carnival are going to calm down their architecture is not clear. Certainly the latest one, the Carnival Dream, that wasn't as architectured up as some of the previous carnivals. So who knows? But he's still going to be involved. He still will be doing the Costa ships. But he's a great guy too, Joe Farkas, a great chap. I want to talk about the weather really, and also actually about the Carnival Dream, which is the newest Carnival ship. One of the great things about cruises as well is, where possible, if the weather's looking really rough, well, they'll simply move the cruise. It's not like being stuck in a hotel and if it pours down, that's your holiday ruined. On a cruise ship, they'll do their best to keep out of the way of it. Now, it's mostly for safety, but of course it gives the passengers a good time too. That's happening this week because over in the Caribbean, Hurricane Igor, it's not actually hit the islands, but it's far enough away to make the wind and the waves a bit tricky. So 2 ships, the Carnival Dream and the Oasis of the Seas, they've simply swapped a couple of ports around. Instead of going to St Thomas tomorrow and St Martin today, they've TRS'd them. They're going to St Thomas today, which is brilliant for shopping, duty-free shopping on St Thomas in the US Virgin Islands. And then they're going to beautiful St Martin in the Dutch Antilles. They're doing that tomorrow. So a quick swap around and everyone's happy. All eyes are actually on the next one, Hurricane Julia, which is building up in the Atlantic at the moment. She's by the Cape Verde Islands and she's coming west. She's doing about 10 miles an hour. Another great thing about the cruises, the cruise ships do 20 odd, 22, 23, so they can get out of the way. But I'll keep you posted if Julia causes any more problems. And that's it for the cruise news. Don't forget we've got the cruise show coming up in Birmingham at the NEC in October, another major event. Get along, all the cruise lines will be there. But the big focus this week is on National Cruise Week. Well, it's next week, starts on Monday, runs all week. Get into the travel agents, they've all got offers and deals, promotions. Get down there, best time to book a cruise. I'll see you at the end of the week with some more cruise news. Bye for now.